America. You aren't live. We are live, and we are not only just live here on Facebook. We're live on 3 different places on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah.
We are everywhere.
We're on Twitch with Deer Girl, man.
Oh man, we're just now learning how to use Facebook. We have no idea about that thing, so you're who's Deer Girl on Twitch?
You never heard of Deer Girl?
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, well, she's like she's this gamer. She's kind of interesting.
She is like one of those boob gamers, you know?
No, she's not a boob. She's not a boober, a boob gamer. She's not. She's a trans gamer, and she thinks she's a deer too. Oh. I think that's the issue. It's not the trans. It's just she thinks she's a deer, and so like it's really weird because
Does she have antlers and stuff or no?
Yeah. She's got little like dress antlers, and she like gets out in the yard. She says she gets out in the yard at night, and she starts. You have to watch a video on it, man. Just look it up on YouTube. There's a couple people who's done videos on her. It's pretty interesting. I have a thing for internet drama.
No.
Yes, I like to watch internet drama. I don't even care what kind it is. It could be makeup, community. I don't care.
Makeup.
I'll be watching James Charles and
hey, his highlight's really good. We should try it out.
Yeah.
On you.
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My youngest loves that. She loves all his makeup and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive
Too bad it's expensive as hell. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
You can get it at Ulta. My daughter just bought his brush kit. Yeah.
I don't really like to watch their videos in particular. I just like to watch the videos about their drama. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh come on! You sit back and watch the makeup.
No, because it's so boring. Like between the good stuff, man.
Oh, you look cute makeup, man.
I just let other people. Well, yeah, Plus, I like to come up with my own makeup ideas.
I can see that. I
don't like to be influenced by others.
And you can see that with the way you build your equipment, young man.
Right.
That's right.
See how I pulled that around back into that one from makeup to your equipment.
Yeah, I got derailed there talking about YouTube. Anyway, yes, equipment.
What's that? Oh, here's a Nano S.
Yeah, I got sorry, I'm just kind of getting into this mode.
No, you?
Yeah, I've been working, so I'm switching over to social mode now.
What's that mean?
It's pretty cool. It's like the Nanocom, but it's quiet, and it's a little bit smaller. It's not necessarily much smaller. It's less awkwardly designed.
What? I thought it was fun.
Well, no, the other one was okay. This one sit flat in a box. You cut out a little piece of foam for it. It's flat. There's no triangles sticking off the top, pyramids or nothing on it.
So you're talking about more of a rectangular shape instead of a odd shape but the odd shape looks so much different, and it's still, if you catch your foam, it fits in there perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
So I mean,
well, my phone will only go.
This one right here is a good one too.
Oh yeah, and this is the Nanocom, regular Nanocom.
Yeah, there you go. We were just with Katy. No, we were with Jamie and Camille Emery over at Rhodes Hotel, and they had some of your equipment out.
Oh, Rhodes Hotel.
Yeah, we was over there with Jamie and Camille Emery with Abnormal Paranormal Squad.
I just sent Mike's sister her SLS camera rig thing, her Connect camera.
Yeah.
He's got one that I built out there. It's like all colorful because it was a prototype. It's like a rainbow Connect camera, a salt Connect camera.
Wow.
I don't know if he actually even uses it, but
I have no idea.
Get in the shop.
So
Anyway.
for people that don't know, Katie, what got you into making this equipment? What inspired you? What made you start making this stuff?
Well, honestly, I mean, I guess the curiosity of how things work that I use, because I just have a
first box.
That's not the first one.
Well, it was made very similar to this one.
Yeah, but I had a thing for like knowing like how things work, right? And so when we got out of the Army and I started buying, we started to be able to do paranormal investigations and stuff. We had a babysitter, we had somebody help with the kids. And so we started buying equipment. And I like to know how things work. I don't like to just go off of like somebody telling me, oh, it senses energy, man. It's energy. That's not an explanation for me. So,
what type of energy?
It's frequencies, man.
Yeah, but I like how people say, it senses energy. Okay. What type of energy is it?
It's
magnetic, electromagnetic.
It's paranormal energy. It's different than electricity. It's not electricity. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of how I looked at it. Like I wanted to know what I was doing with the equipment, and then it just kind of turned into like experimenting with little. And then for some crazy idea or some crazy reason, I woke up one morning and I thought I needed to build a ghost box, and then I did that, and I'm still doing that. So I just kind of evolved into like my curiosity just evolved into me picking up electronics, basically.
Have you always been like curious with electricity, like building stuff and that, or did you just start trying to do it when you got involved in the paranormal and wanted to learn about different equipment?
No, I mean I've always been a mechanic. I've been a mechanic my entire adult life, so I've always dealt with electricity and electronics. but it was mostly like vehicle electronics, mostly construction equipment related. And but in the Army I got a little bit more. I got a little bit more electronics experience, and with combat vehicles. And, there's a lot more electronics on those than standard construction stuff. So that's what kind of, I guess that was a good background to have to be able to translate into electronics.
Yeah, because you're doing a lot of the same work there, just in a different shape and form.
Right. Yeah. But I'll say, I learned basics. I learned like all your basic stuff that you need to know, like electron theory and stuff like that, like your basic electrical or electronic stuff. But I will say this, audio electronics is a different animal than like what I was used to. So it's a lot more. I don't want to say complex. It's a lot more involved. So there's more stuff to do that you have to do. But yeah. Anyway, this tinier things, tiny stuff, like circuit boards and stuff. That's I have big, fat, goofy fingers.
I think me and Jess can relate.
I have big, fat, goofy, redneck fingers, and I have to I'm just grubbing like sausage finger and everything.
I represent that statement.
That's right.
It just, I know you start out when we first started talking, 4 or 5 years ago. You and I started talking about things, and you were building things in, and you've really progressed. You and Katie have really progressed quite a distance from what you guys were doing to what you're doing now. And it's amazing to see how you guys have grown in this and progressed in the field. And then you start showing up on TV shows. You have Little Mr. Famous Stars.
Famous.
Hey, I just published my first history book,
Stupid thing.
and took me about 2 years to publish it. And because it's sesquicentennial, so it's 150 years of a small town, so it's a lot to cover. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it should be in here next couple days. The book orders, well, all the books will be in a couple days, but they're I come a long ways with my history research. So,
What town did you write about, or what's the concept of the book?
So basically, it goes over. Okay, so Smithville, Missouri had a sesquicentennial, and there have been various books published throughout the year, but basically, in the book, it just talks about, the guerrillas, how they
Confederates in Missouri.
Yeah. It talks about the historic monuments that are there. There's actually a piece of a World Trade Center. Part of one of the buildings is there as a memorial. So I put that in there, and talked a little bit. We talk a lot about they had a huge party for the returning troops of World War I. So I talk about that in the book. Did y'all know the Oddfellows protested against the World War? I had no idea until I did research on it. Do you guys know who the Oddfellows are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably do, but like most people.
I don't know. Yeah, they
The
were
Oddfellows, the International Order of Oddfellows. Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah, they were actually.
Secret societies.
But yeah, they found 5 skeletal remains in that building down there too. The Oddfellows building there in Smithville. So.
Gotcha. What's the name of the book, Katie?
It's called Smithville Commemorative Sesquicentennial Book. Hold on, it's on my page. Well, I don't have my phone. Then let me go get the cover for it.
Yeah.
Which page is that? Your personal page? Supernatural Inc. Or
What page is it on? Is it on the Smithville Historical Society page?
Yeah, the Smithville Historical
Historical Museum.
Yeah.
There you go. And you guys have invested.
It's probably in the Supernatural. Is it in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'd
probably shared it to the group too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, because we want to put it up so that everybody can see it. And how are they going to be able to? What's your platform for selling it?
Basically, you'll be able to go to SmithvilleHistoricalSociety.com, and you can place an order that way, or you can message directly through Facebook and order a book that way as well.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we'll get a link put up for that, and then I have a second book that I actually started writing about 4 years ago. That will be officially published in the next 2 weeks, but this book has already been in circulation.
How many books I've published? 0.
You know how many books I've read?
This one right here too.
Well, I would love to if I could. I would love to.
I'm terrible at reading. I can do it obviously, but I'm not really good with reading. Bless her heart, Bishop Christina Rake gave me a book a couple years ago when she wrote her book. I've read the inside cover of what she wrote in there to me. Sorry, Christina, I love you.
Well,
mine's a pictorial, so there you go. Mine's more of a pictorial book.
If it's get into it, I'll read it. Like
right.
The last book I read from cover to cover was World War Z. Actually, it was a great book, man, fantastic. The movie was freaking terrible. Book was great.
The last book I read cover to cover was Cat in a Hat.
Dr. Seuss.
Man, I'm about to speed my coffee all over the place.
An educated fellow.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like you, Katie. If you make me read it, I'm not reading it. If it's something that I enjoy or I'm interested in, I'll read it.
It's like Seuss was one of the classes. Like 1 fish, 2 fish. fish, bluefish.
Don't make fun of me. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, you might hurt his feeling. His
Yeah,
only
well,
feeling.
The one that he has left.
The one.
I got one. I just don't know where it's at.
You guys, I just don't know where it's at.
Now, I know you've been doing a lot of things with communication, but you were working on several other projects too back with Ghost of Shepherdstown and things. You guys did some pretty cool experiments that you tried on there.
Yeah,
The one with the fog
I'm
machine
still
and stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm still working with some of that stuff. The PGG thing, I'm still working on that. That's I liked it. You know, I didn't have it. It wasn't like in a box or anything, but it was just like an experiment, lights and fog and high voltage and stuff. You know,
Kind of like the Jacob's ladder, basically.
and yeah, well, it was a Jacob's ladder in the center, and you know, you pump. The idea was to pump out a bunch of fog and shoot a bunch of like random lights and different types of light. You know, like UV, lasers, all different types of or colors too. And a strobe, like I have high-powered strobe lights that I plan on using, but none of that worked out the way I wanted it to because we ended up using it on the bank of a lake.
Yeah, that was kind of a nice situation.
It worked, but I didn't get to do it the way I wanted to. So now I'm trying to like
Yeah, look at this little baby right here. Ooh.
And she does me a little baby. Look at the head on that thing.
Right? That's what she.
So, yeah, this little guy right here will turn its head in whatever direction it senses motion.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's also
pretty cool.
Yeah, and it also will talk. And yeah, I don't want to give out too much, but
I'm still working on it.
Yeah, this is a prototype, so it's pretty cool. It's kind of creepy when it starts moving its head and these little tentacle things start flapping. Creepy.
I bet so. We're still looking at our video that we did with the experiment out at Ashmore Estates last year. We just now gotten all the video from the guy. Yeah, so me and Jason haven't had a chance to really get together and go through it, but we still have those 4 experiments that we've done with all 4 people in the same location with the ghost helmet that shoot, I just forgot her name. I'm sorry, she's even watching. Mosby brought out.
Terry,
yeah. Hers out. So we still have all that footage yet to go through. And before we ever put anything out there with it, we would definitely want to review it with you guys and see what your intake is, what we are, if we're on the, you know what I mean? Yeah. We don't want to put anything out until we talk with you and let you guys look at what we got. And okay, this is what we think is happening here. What's your interpretation of it? Because you designed it and built it. So we still have all that. We just haven't got it all together yet to present it to you guys.
The idea, what we did was we had 4 of us take a half hour. Was it a half hour, 15 minutes or something like that in the helmet by ourselves, and same location, same spot in the hallway, same everything. And then just ran the cameras, and nobody talked about the experiences. So I went, and then Teresa went, so it's 4 different people, some with abilities, some with not any abilities at all, and filming and basically describing everything that you felt, everything that you saw, everything that you were experiencing as wearing the helmet. And then that person would leave, and the next person would come in and get set up the same way. So it was a very controlled experiment, but using 4 different people, 4 completely different backgrounds, filming and just talking about what they're seeing, what they're feeling, and then putting all that together to see if some people were feeling the same things or seeing the same things and stuff like that. So it's a really cool experiment. And we'd love for you guys to check it out. It's
cool. Yeah.
It was fun.
We all do that kind of stuff as much as we would like to, especially, the past year.
So what area of the building did you guys?
We were on the 3rd floor right in the middle of the building, on the 3rd floor, right in the middle of the hallway. We just sat right in the middle of the hallway. And then after each person took their 20 minutes, Jason and I would go up and once we pulled them out and we went up there and they, their time was up, or Tina, bless her heart, she had to stop before that point, and it wasn't because she was having a bad experience. It was starting to give her like vertigo. She's starting to feel like she was getting motion sickness and stuff. So she's physically getting all good. So she stopped.
That could be the lights.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. She wants to do it again though. She says she's not done. She wants to do it again. But
I think the best thing I can compare that to is like with the lights when you first get like going into the lights. If you've ever seen Ragnarok, have you seen Ragnarok? Thor
No.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, with the one, yeah, Marvel.
Yeah. So like when he first gets to the battle planet, I can't remember the name of the planet, but the planet where they dump all the trash, and he finds a hole. He sits down in his chair. He's like slides him forward, and all these lights are coming at him, and he starts screaming like a girl, pretty much. And then he's like just sitting there in front of all these people. It's pretty funny. That reminds me of that because the lights start to seem like they're coming at you, right? It's like you're going through a tunnel, you're about to shoot out of a space tunnel or something, you know. And you got all these lights just coming at you faster and faster, and they change shape and stuff, you know. It's like you're going through. Another good movie reference would be Running Man.
Over your eyes too to help. You can wear glasses.
It was definitely a cool experiment. And then, like I said, we had them tell exactly what Jay said. They had everybody tell exactly what they were experiencing while they had it on. But as soon as they took it off, me and Jason were right there with the camera going, okay, now you tell us. Recap what happened. We wanted an instant, in the moment recall of what to compare what they said while they had it on. To compare what they said when they had it off. How did their memory recall the situation? Did it fluctuate what they had? Did it influence it that way also? So we have all four of them. Like I said, it was about 20 to 30 minutes each of them wore and stuff. And then you got another 10 to 15 minutes of interviewing them in the moment right now. Just to recap what we just experienced and stuff.
Yeah, there's no time to go outside or whatever. We wanted right now. As soon as you took the helmet off, let's talk about what happened. So you're getting right now. You're not getting 10, 15 minutes after, and everything's right there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you wait too long, then your brain has time to like
break it down.
Blot it all out, and it's better to get it straight off.
And we also would not allow them to communicate with one another. For the first, none of the four could talk to each other until after all four were completed with the experiment. And that was part of the agreement when they did it. They stayed completely isolated away from one another until all four were done. And then we never let them talk. They talked about their experiences about it, but we didn't film that because once you get that point, like you said, now your mind's already broke it down and tried to make rationalization of what you did not understand before. So now you're going to put out a different spin to it. And we knew that would happen. We wanted what your experiences is while you're with it. What your immediate response to is when you took it off. What do you recall right now after immediately wearing it? Don't tell me 20, 30, 40 minutes later or when you've had a chance to talk to so-and-so because I know it's going to change. Jason, with his years of law enforcement, knows that people's stories will change along down the line. So we took that factor out. We knew that would be a tainted factor. So we wanted that in the helmet and immediately out of the helmet, and that's it. The response to it and what's going on. Yeah. So it's going to be some cool stuff once we get together. And like I said, we definitely want your guys' input on it before we ever put anything out there, in my opinion.
Yeah. You guys will be able to check it out before.
I trust you, but I like to see it anyway.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch them. Just watch what happened and kind of compare. Like Jason said, no, watch this one and say, okay, they saw this, and kind of write it all out and graph it. That way, okay, they said they saw this, and this, but they also said they saw this too. And then see how many people hit and being able to compare, like he was talking about, with people who had abilities and people who didn't have abilities to see how their similarities. And there's so many different directions it can go. And thank God
there are. When I started getting up in like double digit numbers of people that had used the helmet, I'd seen it. I saw like a pattern of
people felt really good.
Feel good usually
after. Yeah, some people
even if they had like a bad experience or like I don't want to say bad, but like something scary.
Yeah.
Or if they didn't feel good, later they started feeling more energized.
Yeah, after they took the helmet off and stuff, they felt good. But I did have probably about a quarter of the people this morning say that they've felt like they experienced the effects of the helmet for up to 2 weeks later.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I just know I want to quickly say thank you for agreeing to allow us to do this experiment, and thank you to Terry Peterson Mosby for allowing us to use her helmet, because if she would have been had it with her,
helmet.
yes, we used her helmet,
Yeah.
and I want to thank her for allowing us to use her helmet while she had it there at Ashmore Estates and agreeing to allow us to do it. And we had contacted you before we did it and told you what we were going to do, and you said that's cool. Let me know what you get.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
to have you guys,
with like sitting in the middle there with your back to the doorway.
we sit in the middle of the hallway.
It was right in the middle of the hallway.
In the middle of the hallway. Okay.
Yeah,
you want to be like what's the word I'm looking for?
Let me see if I can't read your brain. No.
I wanted them, and me and Jason talked about it, and we decided that we wanted them to have it in the middle of the hallway. That way, there was 360 that they could go if they thought they saw something this way, they could turn and look, or if they thought they felt something coming behind them, they could turn and look and see what their experiences was there. We wanted them to have the full spectrum of their environment where they were at. Did not want them in a corner to where they had some kind of barrier or anything like that. I wanted them to have full access to view of all what was around them.
Right. And we also wanted them as far away from us as possible. So that's why we went to the third floor, so that nobody could hear anybody talking, nobody could hear anything, because like we said,
it's cool it's good that is cool when you have people who are definitely willing to go and be isolated.
Yeah.
That's
most times it's hard to find people who are willing to go and actually be isolated from. I mean,
I'm going to say this
even grown men. I've had grown men don't want to go far. They'll go be in a room by themselves, but it's like right next to that they don't want to go far away.
You stay right outside the door, man. I'll be in here, but you be right outside that door. But
right,
that's one thing where Jason and I is blessed with the people that we put together with Paranormal Mysteries, and the people that always go along with us to help us, several of them. I mean, Jeffrey Morgan and things like that. They're very willing to experiment with anything, and we experiment with every piece of equipment we can possibly test out, because we even told Bill Chappell when he's using his SLS, me and Jason told him, we're going to put it through the test. We want to see if we get false positives from reflections off of water surface areas and things like that. It's not that we're trying to bust your equipment, but we want to know when we put something out there that we've tested the shit out of it, and we're putting out something that's going to represent us and you properly.
Right.
Bullshit out there. We want good shit.
There's so many. Go ahead, Katie.
So my thought would be, I hadn't actually considered this, reflections off of water. My thought would be that it will not pick up reflections.
It didn't.
No, it didn't at all.
One yet.
Because I say that because the way it works is like a LiDAR. Basically, it's like a light radar. So it shoots out laser beams, and then it waits. It waits for the laser beams to bounce off of something and then return back, and then it measures the amount of time between projecting the light and receiving the light.
Yeah.
And then it builds a 3-dimensional image based on depth.
Yeah.
And so that's why I assumed, I didn't know for sure, but I assumed that it would not work on reflections, because reflections don't have depth. They're 2-dimensional.
Yeah, but when you're in we tested where we was in a room one time where there was just maybe a 1/4 inch water on the floor. Something that's going to still be able to hit the floor and see if it would nice. Like we've used it pointing it towards mirrors and things like that, see if it would reflect back and give false. And just because we want to make sure that we knew when we put something out there that we found something, we noticed real quickly that, like even inside of columns and I-beams or things like that, anything that was squared off, we noticed that it would map something out inside that, and you could tell. Well, you could tell whether it was something positive or negative, because if it was something that was mapping inside that whatever it was, their arms and legs never reached outside of that parameters of that window, that I-beam or whatever. So you know that it was taking that squared image and thinking, okay, that's a body shape, and it's mapping something into it. So never moved outside of its parameters, that whatever that object was. Like water heaters are terrible because they're rounded like a human body. Yeah. So it mapped that like a human body and then put arms to it, but the arms never went outside. Your legs never moved outside of the side of that thing. So therefore, you know that it's not truly something that's there. It's mapping something that simulates a human body. So therefore, it's putting an image in there and filling in the blanks.
Well, we actually caught on live, Facebook Live, the SLS camera. There, Melissa Forrester. I'm sure she don't care if I say her name, but she was actually holding the dowsing rods in her hands, and all of a sudden, an anomaly popped up right next to her, and I started realizing that those dowsing rods were moving, and that anomaly was manipulating those dowsing rods, and
Yeah.
we got it on video. I mean,
That's wild.
I have never seen anything like that, and I can't explain that.
I've got some really good stuff off of
It's
SLN.
crazy.
I mean, I can't knock it. I mean, I can knock it, but I could. It's weird because I mean, a lot of people will be like, if I walked in the room, I'll probably say like, you know, it's not reading, it's trying to read this as a person, right? And then somebody may see me using it later on, and I may get something, and they'd be like, you know, I feel like I'm getting something. They'll be like, well, you told me I was reading, or it wasn't reading. You know, it's like the skepticism, right? Because it is so easy to false positive that. But then again, you know, I think the better false positive is kind of a loaded word. Paranormal research. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like okay, false positive. So what do you mean by that? Do you mean like it could, like you thought it was evidence, but it wasn't evidence? Because that could be the case lots of times, especially in
There's
regards
many
to like
definitions of false
ITC.
positive. There's many
Anything
definitions.
that's left up to the user's own perception is basically subject to being false positive. So.
But
I'm just being technical. But yes,
No, you're being serious, but there's also false positives created by equipment too, because of interference and things like that.
Yeah,
your computer goes off and you get your cell phone on. Oh, it's a ghost. You know, you got a false positive because your cell phone's rigging the damn thing. So there's
that happens.
Cell phone, or it could be a ghost, Jay.
That happens all the time, though, with investigating. I mean, there's constantly, you know, things that I may think are happening. You may think that aren't. So, I mean, there's always, you know, questions and everything else with what's going on.
Yeah,
so
that's why, you know, I think like the validity. Yeah, that's
one of the reasons why we started building equipment.
Well, that's why we started using equipment. Period. Like, it's because, you know, validation. You know, if you have several things, different types of experiments going at once to capture communication or something or interaction, then
look what Jason's holding up there.
It's more validation that way. If you have two things saying that something was there, something was happening, as opposed to just one or three, you know, that's
exactly.
like if you got witnesses and you know, or people, right? Like people who are you know, witnesses to paranormal activity. Okay, so if you go to court, right, you only need one person in court to say you murdered somebody, and then you go into jail. You know, they get enough evidence, circumstantial, whatever, they can use that person's testimony. So a person's testimony is very, you know, the credibility of that person is also questionable. But like a credible person's testimony is actually very valid. A lot of people don't like take people's stories as valid experiences and stuff, you know, or valid activity. But I feel like it, you know, if we send people to death row based on you know, just somebody saying that they, you know, put them there at the time of the crime or whatever, then, you know, I think we should, you know, maybe relook at that and start taking people's stories, try to take their story. You know, you get some people that are just kind of, some people have problems, but anyway, so I've been like big on like people's stories, and I've been on Reddit like reading stories. But you know, also it kind of gives me some insight into like what people could use for investigating. You know, for what other kinds of technology I have to learn this week.
Right.
But that's one thing about the field is it's always progressing, it's always changing. It's so far in its infancy, really as a pseudoscience and stuff that it's we're learning by leaps and bounds. But the problem with it is you got some people that don't want to progress. They're stuck in some of the ways that they're doing them. They don't want to hear no other different way. When there is things, that's one thing I've always credited you and Katie with is that you're ever evolving. You're willing to change and accept new things. And if something changes, you find out that you know what, I thought this was right, but it's actually this. You're willing to admit that and work forward in a progressive way where a lot of people aren't. They're just not.
Right. Well, the way I look at it is, either, and I have to remind myself that this is my mantra now. But if some of it is okay to use, some equipment's okay to use, then all of it is potentially okay to use. You know what I'm saying? So you can't knock one piece of equipment or one experiment or investigation method or whatever, and then turn around and say, but this is okay because I don't care what it is, what kind of experiment or piece of equipment it is. If I really want to, I can say whatever I want to debunk whatever it is you say you're getting.
Right.
I mean, there's so many ways to
that's with evidence. That's with any evidence. If you get somebody you can get anybody to pick apart shit. So yeah,
right. That's what I'm saying. So
it's easy to do.
It's a matter of how how willing you are to just have a little bit of, I guess, coming from an ITC standpoint, that takes a level of belief to some degree. So, like, you can't go into ITC with the mindset that it's bullshit or it's bullcrap. Sorry, because
you can say that on our show.
Okay. Because that's what you're gonna get. If you come in with negatively, then you're probably not gonna get much. It takes work, it takes effort, it takes a lot of kind of learning the language or whatever. It's like I guess honing your psychic abilities, just like that. Like people take classes and they meditate and whatever to get their psychic powers
get their groove on.
yeah.
Whatever.
Get their funky with the
like, so I feel like ITC especially like ghost boxes, right? So you have to like work with that. It's like working with, I don't know. I hear people talking working with crystals. You gotta work with them. You gotta feel their energy, man, the frequencies.
That's right.
Whatever. The chakras.
That's right. Don't mess with
Are you making fun of Teresa?
No, Katie's.
Don't be talking about chakras now.
You making fun of Teresa again?
If I were making fun of anybody right now, it'd be Katie.
He definitely makes fun of me.
You make fun of me too. I've been there and I enjoyed the shit out of
right
it.
this minute because you're not into the metaphysical stuff.
No.
How do you know?
As I call it, because he's heard me call it Teresa's woo-woo shit too many times.
You can just kind of tell by the way Jay talks that he's not like big into like new age metaphysics. I don't see him sitting around
the
eating
Ouija board's
bowls
kind of
of
metaphysical.
like kale salad.
The Ouija board is ITC and metaphysical.
Yeah,
I'm a fat guy. I've never in my life
like an Indian style, like meditating. He's doing yoga and he's got his
my ADHD does not allow me to do meditation.
His favorite's downward facing dog, Kate. That's
wow, yippee. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's just like I said, I give Teresa a hard time. I call her and Tina, I tell them that they're getting ready to do their woo shit and stuff. They're like, stop doing that. I'm like, I'm not going to. And then tell them that with the rocks. They're not rocks, they're stones and crystals. I'm like, what the fuck is a stone? It's a rock.
Well, and Katie, you were talking about it. I've been trying to learn all about it because I think it's all fascinating. Whether it's crystals or
I mess with the metaphysical crowd, but
Jay and I make fun of it all the time.
Y'all, I love crystals and shit.
Yeah,
I love all that shit.
And shit.
I love the damn bells, the dingers, whatever. Freaking goddamn.
Don't be talking about my chakra bells.
I love them, man.
Singing bowl.
Origami.
Origami.
All that shit, man. That shit's great.
Oregano.
See, set me down next to one of them the singing bowls. The singing bowls or whatever they are.
You got one. Yeah,
oh my god.
Yep.
That's gratifying to me.
He plays with Teresa's all the time.
Yeah, I do. I'm guilty.
I'll just go up there and get it, and I'll just start dinging it like rhythmically, just ding. And Katie's like sitting there watching TV, and that thing reverberates, like through the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hates it.
I use
That's
it.
why
I use it to cleanse my crystal. I'm working on my static nodes.
I'm gonna get in trouble because y'all
Katie,
treat
put your static nodes away. She said she wants to show her static nodes. I said, well, kids are watching this shit, Katie.
I'm immature as all get out. I don't care.
What about the kids?
What about us? I got to talk about the mature ones
right here.
I got to find
a mature rating.
I tried that maturity thing once. Y'all can have it. If we're not on the job investigating, man, I don't have to be that way.
Right.
But yeah, it's just kind of cool to have the progression of the equipment is coming in. And like I said, I thought we started talking about 5 years ago or so and things. And I watch everything that's going on. I don't say a lot on your page because I tend to get in a lot of trouble. I'm going to cause anybody else any bullshit on their pages. So I figure if people want to attack me, they can do it on my page. That way it don't cause you no hassles. You got a TV image to upkeep.
Well, I don't even get on my personal page hardly at all anymore. I just, I get on there. I stay on Supernatural Inc. a lot. And I post things, but, my personal page. Social media is very distracting. You know what I mean? Like, it's so distracting, dude. It's terrible. Like,
it's so negative is what it is.
Yeah. Well, they did it. They were doing experiments. I think it was in 2010 or 2011. Facebook was to actually see if they could influence people's emotions at will. Right. So they they started like running ads, like specific ads or specific videos that were made to flare up a certain emotion or whatever, to cue an emotion in you. And basically they learned that they could do that. And I don't think that that wouldn't be useful for them, but it's useful for the sponsors and stuff, the people who are
absolutely.
Right. So they can help you coach. They can help you basically, turn your ads and stuff into, or your videos into a actual ad, and you don't even know you're being advertised to, and it can influence, or like a political stuff or whatever, social.
Well, people are extremely influential anyway. They're so easy to influence. They really are. We, as a species, we're easy to influence, big time.
Yeah, we're
and most people want to be accepted by their peers, so yeah, they won't be accepted by the people around us, so they do whatever they do, and it's just right.
Absolutely, like the lemmings running off the cliff, man.
Yeah.
That's not really a thing, though. You know that, right? Disney just made that up.
About the lemmings?
Yeah, man. Disney made that up.
Okay.
Look it up, bro. It's crazy.
You know I will. Just because I'm like, man. So you've been telling me I've been told by a cartoon mouse for how many years?
No, they had a movie. Oh, what was that damn? It was come out in like the 60s, I think. It was something about America or something. It's like the wilderness or whatever. And so they basically shot all this footage in the woods and these animals and stuff. And a lot of times they couldn't get like good shots of the animals they wanted. So they would have to bring the animals in and like film them and then, like do whatever with them. And there were no animal rights people running around back then and stuff. So apparently what happened was lemmings do not jump off cliffs.
Not intentionally.
Apparently that's not been a thing. So apparently they actually threw the lemmings off the cliff and somebody filmed it, and then they angled the movie that way. Now that's the conspiracy, bro. I don't know. There's not lemmings in that particular area where they were filming, supposedly. It's a whole conspiracy about it, dude. It's crazy.
So they do not jump off the cliff with the intent of dying, i.e. to commit suicide. They jump off to swim to a new location. In the process, some of them do die. So they don't do it. It's part of their migration thing. Migrate.
Right, but you have to watch the movie and like, yeah, it's totally not just this is like lemmings jumping off a cliff one right after another, and all you see is like, you don't actually see them running towards the cliff. You just see them coming off like from down below. You know, it's crazy. Just look it up. Tell me what you think.
I love a good conspiracy theory,
I want
man.
to believe it because I hate Disney, so I want to believe it. I want to believe they just killed defenseless animals. That's what I want to believe because they would do that.
There's so many different things about Disney that you could find to dislike about it besides killing a lemming.
Yeah, but that's a more original one.
I don't want to hate him for other people's reasons. I want to hate him for my reason. Damn you!
Right?
Don't you take away my reasoning?
Yeah, I never heard of that one.
No, somebody else has already used it.
I never heard of that one. But I love a conspiracy theory for sure.
Everybody gets stuck on the Disney with how all the movies tie together or whatever, or like how Toy Story was it 3 or 4 was like actually like a Holocaust retelling.
What?
Yeah, they do say that some of the Disney stories, the background on the stories is like real dark and weird.
Yeah, like I was saying, it was like Toy Story 3, where they go to the little daycare place. I think it was part 3. Anyway, so it's basically like they're being taken in. They get processed, you know, like you would have at a concentration camp. They got processed. They got basically just you know, put into like a slave position almost, like a prisoner. And they were like threatening them and stuff, and then there was like a furnace, and it was crazy. It's crazy, like to watch the video and watch them break it down after you've already watched Toy Story, you know. And then you never thought about that, right? Until you watch the video. Oh shit, this is crazy, man. Yeah. Yeah,
Disney's got a bunch of different conspiracy things going on.
Tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah, it's literally probably an all-day watch to watch all the good conspiracy videos on Disney stuff.
Crazy.
Well, and then sometimes they just flat out openly suck, like with new Star Wars series. I mean, that's not a conspiracy; it just sucks.
Oh God.
So many people liked it, but you don't.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do, Jay? You want me to just like it because everybody else does?
No, I just want to see your point.
Well, okay. It basically remade the original Star Wars, except just reversed roles and then added. It was weird, right? It was weird. It was just really weird. It was weird. It was like they forced it. They were like forcing this whole. Get it? No pun intended. Forced it. They were like pushing this whole. Like
Baby Yoda, dude.
I mean, they might as well. But that was Mandalorian, wasn't it? Was that Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Mandalorian's got Baby Yoda.
I heard that was actually a good show.
Well, I gotta go, but KD's gonna stay on here with you guys. I got teenagers to deal with, but so KD taught me how to build static nodes.
Static better.
So
nice.
Electricity.
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
Are they available on your LED production?
Back in 2003.
It looks like the top of it looks like a nipple.
Are they available on your Supernatural Inc. pages?
Little nipple. How do what now?
Are they available on your Supernatural Inc. pages? Can people find them there to purchase them and things?
Yep. Yes. Yeah, actually, we're going to launch our, we're hoping, cross your fingers, we're going to launch our online store in November. And we'll have, right now, we got to get everything in stock and inventory before we launch it. So that way people can just go on there and show how many are available in stock so people don't have to wait for items. So I've been building the crap out of these things. I can knock them out pretty fast, too.
Hell yeah.
He's a good teacher.
I bet he is. I'm not going to say more to that.
She never soldered a day in her life. And she was soldering better than I could solder when I first started trying.
Wow.
I mean,
I
it's been a while, but she was way better than me.
I was like, here, I'm going to do it right. And he goes, let's see. He plugs a battery in there. He says, oh, my God.
Well, it worked. I mean,
he goes, you did it right.
No, I didn't expect you to not do it.
Just not that good the first time.
So I'd be like, no, that's not how you do it.
Yeah, he was like, it works. I was like, it works, yay! Well, thanks for having me on.
Heck yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you.
Thank you for joining us. I know you got to go for long too, Katy. You got another thing to talk about here. You said,
I gotta go talk to a man about a dog.
He's got a top secret project. You see what Jason's holding there?
I wanted to say real quick. I know that we got this from you a while ago, and we've put it through the test. We've taken it to numerous locations, and your equipment's fantastic.
Thank you.
You know, we put it to the test every time we go. We compare evidence. We compare with, you know, what some of the team is getting or experiencing with, you know, the box and what we're getting over it. And there's been a lot of times, man, where things have lined up with it. And Jay and I both wanted to say that we thoroughly enjoy your equipment and look to get some more from you.
Absolutely.
Well, I definitely appreciate it, gentlemen, and I love all the hard work that you guys do, and I appreciate you guys giving me a platform here to talk on. And let me
always
talk to y'all's peoples.
Well, and if you
I appreciate you guys appreciating me.
We appreciate that you appreciate that we appreciate that we appreciate us.
I can't handle that, man.
And if you got anything coming up or anything you want to talk about in the future, let us know. We'll get you on here and
promo it.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't have much going on right now. I'm just waiting to film some stuff, like waiting for one show we're just waiting for the word for that, and then that's going to be kind of a big deal. And then now I'll be doing I'll just be doing like 3. I'm doing another show. It's just going to be like 3 episodes. I'll be doing some commentary. I don't even know, like, the contract didn't have like the name of the show. I don't even think they know what the name of the show's going to be yet. So
right.
That happens a lot though. I've seen a couple contracts that were like, ghost show name insert here.
Right.
But you're going
for people to buy your stuff or to get your equipment or to talk to you, where do you want them to go?
Supernatural Inc. on Facebook right now. We do have supernaturalinc.com, but we're working on the website still. And when I say I'm working on it, I mean I haven't done anything with it in months, but I have it, and I just paid for it again for the next year. So that's what I mean when I say I'm working on it. So you just go on Supernatural Inc. or Supernatural Inc. At Facebook and or Instagram, whatevs. You come follow me on
YouTube,
Twitter and YouTubes. Hop on the YouTubes.
Get on the tubes.
Are you on TikTok too?
Kate, dude, I was on TikTok. I deleted it. I only had one video. It was me doing Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. It was pretty good.
Bullshit.
I like the TikTok, man.
Show me your best.
I had you pegged for a TikToker, bro. I knew it.
Who, Jason?
Yep.
Oh, I
can't do it. My daughter, she loves it. I tried it, but it's like I guess if you were into the Vine thing, I don't know. Did you ever see Vine, Jason?
Yeah.
So the Vines are like, that was the first short video type platform thing. So yeah, I guess if you like that kind of stuff.
Periscope, I remember them too.
Little quick jokes, pretty much, Yeah.
I do a lot of.
I like to watch at least 15-minute long videos, so I could be advertised to at least 2 or 3 times during the video. That's what I like.
Dude, I ain't never seen you do a 15-minute video. You're always 30, 40 minutes long.
Yeah, I know.
That's because you got a lot to talk about, damn it. That's a good thing.
I do have a lot to talk about. The problem is I talk about a lot of stuff. Like, it's not always all paranormal. You're liable to get, there's no damn telling.
But see, that's where we always get wrong. Your ADHD brain is about all over the place like mine is. So, I keep up with you because
Right, especially because like you talk, like normally when you talk to me, it's later in the day, and so yeah, all my ADHD is like full on high gear because my meds wore off like a couple hours ago. Yeah, oh yeah.
And you get all this over here, and this goes over here, you get that over there, and you're like, hey, we'll talk about this, we'll talk about that, we'll talk about that. And it's like, okay,
dude,
let's
no, you have no idea. Like I'm sitting here, like I have like all kinds of crap around me, and I have to have all this stuff around me just to
keep you
feel
focused.
like I'm, you know, comfortable in my
and staying focused. I get that. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that.
Pervert.
Right.
I got my I got the oh shit, hold on.
Killing me, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Killing me,
but you're, like I said, I get it because I'm in the same boat that you are. My brain's all over the place and stuff. And I usually drive Jason and Teresa batshit crazy with it, but you know, I think they're getting Teresa's used to it. She just ignores me. Jason's like, yeah, whatever.
He's trying to keep up with you.
Oh hell, I got him. I got him.
It took him a little bit to get figured out, but you know, after about 10 years of being friends, he's now like, gotcha. You're good.
Oh, he's on his thing. Yeah, okay. Just let him go.
Yeah, just let him ramp. It'll all come back to itself.
Hey, that's why when you guys were going back and forth, I'm just like, I'll just hang out for a minute because I get it.
Where that's going to end up.
I get it.
Psycho and psychic going crazy on each other. We don't know what the hell's going to happen here.
Right. Well, Katy, man,
psychic people don't like me.
No, they don't like ADHD people.
Yeah, because my brain's real crazy, man.
Yeah.
Right.
It ain't just your brain.
We appreciate you being our first guest. We haven't been on for a while here with Paranormal Mysteries podcast. We're starting back up. I want to tell you from Jay and I and LEP Productions and everybody, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
You served our country, and for that, sir, you have my utmost respect.
Well, thank you too. Also,
I appreciate that.
I ain't done nothing.
Your equipment's fantastic. You guys are just a fabulous, fabulous people. I hope everybody that's watching this, you know, sometimes when people get on TV shows or they get that stuff going, they change, man. They the way that they talk to people, the way they interact with people change. You have not, and I think the world of you. We love your stuff, and just you as a person, man. You're fantastic. And again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for everything, man. Thank y'all. Jay, you all right too?
Quit it. I'll spit.
We'll keep him around. He's the one that runs the show. Turns the show on and off, man.
Yeah, go check him out. They got you got Supernatural Inc. Paranormal Technologies on YouTube. You got Supernatural Inc. INK and INC. Both of them are on Facebook. Go check those out, man. They got all this stuff there.
KD Stafford, just KD Stafford on YouTube too. That's where most of my videos are.
What? Am I following that? Am I stalking that one? I mean, following that one?
I don't know.
You got to hit that red subscribe button, Jay.
I'm looking to see if I
subscribe button. Click that bell.
Yeah, man. You got to smash that bell.
Notifications.
Hell yeah.
Hip thrust that smash that like button.
Smash it.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not on the KD one. Oh my God.
Well, you better be.
We're correcting that right now. So with that said, I think we're gonna get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. We will be getting some more people scheduled in and getting things going. Like I said, it's a pleasure and an honor to have you guys. You and Katy is the first ones again, you know, because I've been stalking you guys for quite a. There it is. Subscribe. See, there it is. I subscribed. You can hear it.
That's the laugh. Yes, sir.
That's it. See, I proved that I did it. I had the sound effects. We're going to get the hell out of here. You guys have a great night. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back Tuesday night for me and Jason. We're with Joe. We'll be doing Stirring the Pot, where we will be eating our chocolate-covered scorpions live and on air.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be gross.
So join us for Culinary with Kudo and Chocolate Covered Scorpions, and we will see you guys Tuesday night. Thank you guys again. We're getting the hell out of here. Have a great night.
See you, everybody.